Hi, my name is Lisa Fletcher, and I am the Program Director of Kids and Horses, and I'm also a Level 1 certified instructor. And some of the questions that we get when a student is looking to enroll in our program are, what are the therapeutic benefits for my child? One of the things that actually there have been studies done on is, for example, a student who may be unable to walk simply because they've not been able to exercise the leg muscles or back muscles that they need in order to develop the strength to be ambulatory. They have found, I believe there was a study in Sweden, of the natural movement of the horse. Even though the horse has 4 legs versus us having 2 legs, the natural movement of the horse when it is walking mimics very closely the movement of a person when they walk. So when that student sits on the horse's back and the horse is walking, the muscles that the student would use in walking are actually exercised as they're sitting along and walking along on the back of the horse. We have several students that are autistic, and autistic students will come in. A lot of times they have sensory issues, tactile issues, where they don't want to touch different fabrics or textures. They will come in and actually build a relationship with this horse, and we'll start rubbing the horse and petting the horse. A lot of our students that are nonverbal, most of the time their first word might be the name of the horse that they're riding, or to be walk on, which is what we teach the students to say when they want to get the horse to walk on. And we build a lot of self-confidence on the students, where maybe a child that doesn't excel in some other areas can come out here and get on a pretty large animal and work with this animal in a partnership to be able to get this horse to listen and to follow their instruction. We do have a waiting list. We deal mostly in students that are ambulatory, or we do have some non-ambulatory students, but we don't work presently with any students who may not be able to sit on their own. Basically, because NARA requires us to have a physical therapist on board, and at present time we do not, but I have heard actually of a gal that lives up at the lake that is actually looking into getting a program started where she would work with some of our veterans that were in the armed forces that come back and are looking for this type of therapy.
And if they want to get a hold of you, what's the number they
Our
go?
telephone number here is 775-267-1775, and we're happy to give out any information, put a student on a waiting list if we can help them out, or find maybe another program that might be developing in the area that could help them out also.
And everything's no charge to the actual students?
Presently what we do is we actually charge $15 for a 30-minute lesson. We do have some students that receive funding from the state or through other organizations. Presently, we do not turn away any student if they are unable to pay, that we issue a Kids and Horses scholarship to that student so that they can ride in the program. So we don't turn anybody away because of, lack of the financial ability to be able to pay for the riding lesson.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa, for that nice intro to Kids and Horses. My guest tonight is Michael Lashkoff. He's one of the original volunteers for Kids and Horses, and thank you for joining us tonight.
I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, you're quite welcome. Back in 1990, I had a traumatic brain injury, and I was in a place called Spectrum Rehab for a long time. And about a year into the program, 18 of us in this brain injury program went to a horse outfit similar to Kids and Horses, and it was so dramatic. 2 of the people in my group I've seen for 12 months, every day for 8 hours. I hadn't heard them speak, and within one ride of these horses, 2 of them spoke before, and according to the staff and volunteers at Kids and Horses, it's not an unusual phenomenon. And in any case, when I relocated to the beautiful Nevada, I was lucky to run into Kids and Horses, and they're very special people, and Michael's going to tell you about some of the lessons we have coming on here with, I think, a young student. You're going to show us about Nathan?
Nathan, but first I want to ask you how you found out about Kids and Horses specifically and what you did the first time you came.
Oh, well, since I have some multiple injuries, I didn't know what to be able to do to help Kids and Horses. So I met some of their volunteers, and they said I could hand out flyers. And they had an event called the Pumpkin Patch, where you everyone brings costumes, and all these young kids will come and get pumpkins and entertain some of the students in the program. And I first introduced Lucky Duck, my mascot outfit, and basically posed with kids and entertained kids for a few hours at the Pumpkin Patch. It was a fundraiser, and tell you what, it was one of the most fun times I ever had, dancing as a duck for the band and these young kids. And I had one kid wanted to take me home. I thought,
Well, I won't go that far.
I don't. But anyways, the volunteers there are so special, and they were so nice to Deborah and I. It was one of my most favorite experiences I've ever had.
Well, you know, you bridged the part that we're always trying to bridge, and that's getting the siblings and other kids involved, because the siblings used to be able to ride with us, and because of insurance and other things, they can't ride. We used to give the siblings like 5 minutes after their brothers or sisters' lessons. So what you did was great. We loved it.
Well,
I remember the duck.
Well, I had a blast. I really hadn't done it before, so it was kind of a new thing, and I've kind of got some confidence because of that to go out and do it again.
Awesome.
But
Well, maybe you could bring a duck for maybe an hour at our summer event up at Crystal Bay.
I would love to.
All right.
And
yeah.
here we have one of the young students I met, Nathan, and a volunteer named Nancy. And these students are so warm. I think the very first picture, he's giving Nancy a hug.
Yeah, he was giving Nancy a hug. She's one of the things we try to teach our instructors and our volunteers. If it's a shorter student, get down on their level, and a lot of people don't remember that, and I preach that almost every day I'm down there, because you take a 3-year-old or a 3.5-year-old autistic or Down syndrome child, and you're 6 feet, or we got a couple that are 6'5". We had one volunteer that was 6'8". So you have to get down. Anyway, it's a comfort zone for them. But Nathan has been a student for almost 7 years, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And when he first started, he was scared to death of animals. And he just was shy. And in the 7 years, he's not afraid of animals. He has a dog. And he also will walk right up to the horse. You saw him get on the horse when you were there. And it's been remarkable. And so I think we're going to go through and see some of the stuff that he's learned over the past 7 years.
I know he's got a picture of him smiling coming up next. Yeah, he's just ear to ear happy to be there.
He's an ear-to-ear smiling kid. It took him 6 years to learn how to say Michael, because he says Ike. He called me Ike. Last week, he said, "Hi, Mike." So he's got it. So we leave off the AEL. We just Mike and Ike.
That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it is. He's done tremendously. His speech. The other thing is, if you want to add the next photo, what we try to teach these younger children, especially Downs, is to give them 2 or 3 functions to perform in sequence, and that's not always easy. With him, it's been one sequence, if there's such a thing as one sequence, but now I think we're up to 3 or 4 things. We did colors with him to start with, so he recognized colors and numbers. So he's done very well, and he only comes every other week because they live quite a ways down south towards Mammoth, or not quite that far, but anyway.
Well, here he's mounting a horse, but I noticed around the walking track they have like pictures of kittens and numbers and things, and you're trying to get some kind of
Yes.
relationships with the...
Did somebody tell you about those pictures?
No, I didn't ask that part to anybody.
Okay,
I was-
well, a couple of years ago, somebody donated the black and white pictures, and during the winter break, they said, Michael, why don't you take them home and paint them? So that's why they're all weird colors. We got purple pigs and yellow cats, and they got painted. So now we use them as colors. At first, they were all black and white.
Well, the kids knew where to stop.
I know it. It helps. And you see buckets around tied on the fence posts. There might be a math problem in there. There might be letters. There might be colors. There might be items you put together. That's part of the process of fulfilling what the parents want. Part of my job, a good part of my job, is to meet with the parents and try to get their aims into what either their physician or whatever program they're in outside of our program, that it fits. So we try to do the same, have the same target as whatever school he may be in or homeschool program.
Well, it sounds like your communication skills have to be quite high to be able to communicate between parent, physician, and the kid.
Yeah, sometimes. I try to be as patient as possible. One of the biggest things we face is mother bonding with 3- and 4-year-olds. And they have these children, which we just love that they have them, because like 80% of Down's children now are aborted because they amniocentesis shows that there's a Down. But there was a person in Douglas County that I know of, I think 2 months ago, was told she had a Down's child, and she had her baby, and he's not Down. So they're missing, and that's kind of scary. So I don't want to get off on that subject. But anyway, the bonding with the mother, in this case with Nathan, was excellent. She just let us have him. But we have some new mothers that I've actually had to have them hide behind a tree just so they could watch their son without their son watching them and learn the lesson. So that's one of my jobs too, is hide mothers behind trees.
When I was there was 2 of the students I videotaped were experienced moms, like with Nathan.
Right, she's awesome.
But another one, it was his second ride, and the mom said he didn't mind the horse as much as he minded the putting on the helmet. And they had problems with the helmet. But once he got on the horse, his confidence went, and this is only the second lesson, he had a good time, and he understood that
Right.
the only way to get on the horse is to wear the helmet.
Right.
So your safety procedures were quite excellent as well. And if you notice some of these shots coming up, with the, I think in these shots coming up, there's like 3 caregivers around the young boy.
Correct. I can tell you a helmet story if I have enough time. It's a little boy from Tahoe, and his mother brought him, and he wouldn't get the helmet on, so he couldn't do anything. This happened 2 or 3 weeks in a row. So I asked her if there was anyone else that could bring him from the family, and his aunt came, and she had little success. So I said, let's do this. Let's have him put the helmet on in the car when he puts the safety belt on. This, by the way, this child didn't speak, autistic child. So Auntie brought him the next time, got out of the car, had the helmet on. We got him on the horse. Well, he loved it. He went upside down, back. We put him in every position. And he's one of the first children that we've had. His first words were, "Walk on, Bobby,"
All right.
which was the name of his horse. And his aunt was there, so Mom missed that. But the next week she came, and she brought him from then on.
That would probably make you cry.
Yeah. She was crying. My child doesn't speak. Yeah, it was awesome. Anyway, we can continue with these pictures and show you a little bit about the lessons. Here he's on the horse, and he's reaching forward to pet the horse, make a comfort zone between him and the animal.
Oh, he was really loved that horse. What was that horse's name?
That horse is Lucky, and he was donated, as 95% of our horses are donated. And we usually take them on a 60 or 90-day trial with an agreement the owner has to take them back if they don't fit. And so far we haven't had that happen.
Well, I know Lucky was very nice.
Yeah.
It was just the horse loved that little boy. I couldn't believe it how.
And he's our beautiful stud horse, although he's gelding now, but he's just masculine as can be. He's an awesome horse.
It's like the bonding was there instantly.
Right.
And,
The next picture is,
he's waving at me.
that's right.
And I don't think we prompted him to do that.
No, he's like that. He gets out of the car like that. He runs in there, and he runs around the tack room for a few minutes, and then he settles down, finds his helmet, and when he's through, he goes to our old books section where our bookcase is, and he always takes a book home, although he has hundreds of books at home. So his mom brings it back every other week when they come
I didn't know
back.
you had a book section.
Oh yeah, we have a used book, coloring books, horse stories, kids' games actually as well. So stuff.
People can donate books and games to help the
yeah,
program.
especially kids' books and stuff. And when we get too many, I just donate them to another charity. So we had so many dolls donated last year for Pumpkin Patch. I think I gave away 100 dolls to another charity that was doing a pumpkin fundraiser.
Well, I tell you, I know of a lot of charities that use dolls. So
Yeah, it was awesome. And they were all new dolls. These aren't old dolls. Don't know where they came from because Nova had gotten them, and I'm not sure where she got them.
Well, probably someone like me heard you needed dolls. A lot of ways, that wave was very special to me. It made my day.
Well, we were glad to have you for 2 days, actually.
Well, it was fun. I enjoyed it so much for being there on Sunday that I came back for Monday because I just thought maybe we could get more kids on tape and more volunteers because if you look at these pictures, there's always 3 to 6 people, volunteers and an employee here and there, but it's mostly all volunteers. And when you see how happy the moms are that their kids are being well taken care of, and a lot of the moms are taking pictures as well because there's something special happening almost every lesson.
Well, I was going to hold this poem till later, but as long as we're talking about moms, let me slip it in.
Well, that's what made it special to me because I
Okay.
cheered up a number of times.
God's own angels overcome handicaps, show great courage, conquer fears, experience freedom for the first time. Their progress measured by many miracles, laughter, tears, and smiles. We watch them cry, we watch them laugh, we watch Mom cry. Happy tears, our reward. Unconditional love, complete trust, hugs and smiles, and memories that last forever. That was written by one of our volunteers.
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah.
I
So it expresses Mom's feelings, yeah.
think I've been there 4 times, and I think I've seen people cry about every time.
Yeah.
And one of them was me. But you're welcome to come out and watch these lessons for Sunday through Tuesday?
Sunday through Tuesday from 10 to 4, you're welcome to come out and ask questions. If you want to be a volunteer, the starting position for a volunteer is like these girls you see here. They're walking beside the horse. We give you a short training session. It's not complex. If you can walk and sometime jog a little bit, you can be a volunteer.
Well, here on the picture I see that he's saying "whoa," so you're teaching
Right.
them, some kind of format almost every few minutes.
Right, and Nathan's picked up on this very well. When he started, he didn't know left from right, so we started with the red, green, and right, left, and he associated that very easily. Now he'll be an independent rider. He'll be an independent rider.
I believe he said "whoa" in here. He whoa in this picture, and I was like,
Yes.
I didn't know he could talk at that
No,
point.
he says whoa, and he says walk on, and he's getting really good. He's really improved in the last year. He's grown another foot about, so yeah, he's doing really good.
But he had a lot of confidence. And the next picture, I think, is Lucky, the horse we had talked about that a lot of the kids really like. At least I did.
Yeah, well, he liked you.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I don't
Lucky-
think it's here, but he came right, introduced himself to you at one
Yeah,
period of time.
he mugged for the camera twice.
Yeah,
He
right.
came over and he didn't knock me down, but his head was going right to the side of the camera. It was kind of fun.
Now, let me just real quick talk about that volunteer there. She is the mother of a 40-year-old autistic child. yet she still comes in the afternoon and does a full volunteer shift for us.
Wow.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Well, the next picture you have Nathan waving. We're going to have to move fast on the pictures now.
Right. Let's go on to maybe another student or something if we have one.
Here we have Matthew coming up.
Okay.
Matthew's our real cowboy.
Matthew is, I think, 19 or 20. He graduated from Carson High. He's independent. He's Down syndrome. He's a real cowboy, wears chaps and the whole thing, and rides around Carson on a three-wheel bike and has American flag flying from it.
Oh.
Everybody around town knows him. He's awesome. Yeah.
Well, he was at the stage when I was there. He was putting on his own saddle, taking it off, putting it back in the tack room, instructing the horse.
Right.
It was unbelievable to watch, and he was even asking me questions of how old I was. And
Right. He's very conversational, and
yeah, I think we have a picture of him waving at me, and he.
right.
That's when he was asking me how old I was, and he was actually kind of shocked of how old I was.
He asks a lot of questions.
He asked a lot of
He
questions,
does.
so I like that.
He's a good boy, and he's got great parents.
And then we have the next young man is a young boy named Keegan, and he was such a cute little guy.
Yeah,
And
Keegan's a pretty new student, and he's adapted just fantastic, and his mother is just enthralled that we have taken him, because some of these kids have been on a waiting list as much as 2 years.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
So what we did originally, we started going every other week. Now we got more instructors in the chain, so we're trying to get back to every week. But
Well, here in this picture we had, are these two sisters that are...
they're not sisters, they're classmates
Oh, wow.
from Carson High, and they're both raising guide dogs for the blind.
I just thought with all the work they do with kids and horses, and then they're raising guide dogs,
Yeah.
that's the kind of young people we have in our area, and that we need to let people know they're out there. And they come, what, every Sunday and volunteer?
Yeah, on Sunday we have a high school student from Dayton, 2 from Carson, 2 from Douglas, and 1 from a private Christian school. And they are awesome, and when summer starts, they'll be there probably 3 days. And the parents get them there. We have one that comes from Reno now, and she has her own truck, so, but they're awesome, these kids.
Well, they were very friendly
Yeah.
to me and very polite. And
There's a story there that all you hear about is the bad kids. There's a story there about these wonderful young people that give their time.
and that's just special to me. And then the next picture we have, I think the young man just showing more of the grounds and some of the volunteers and staff kind of supporting Keegan as he's kind of walking up and down the track. I think in this picture there was somebody working on equipment a little bit farther away, so they brought Keegan back to work in the quieter track.
Right, they were finishing a house across the street, I believe.
So safety is always a good thing, and the next picture I think also promotes more safety. They were kind of working with him as he was learning, I think, to do the green-red, right?
He's doing the green-red, he's learning left and right, and he's also learning how to pull the horse back. I think if we had finished that shot, he'd have been woeing the horse. But he was a quick learner, and he just loves it. I mean, he runs out of the car on Sundays.
Well, it was definitely enjoyable to talk to his mom for a while because she was so happy. And the young man, I couldn't believe that he hadn't been there that long.
No, he hasn't. But some of them take to it the first day. We do more for the children than we've ever done. When we started, we were not accredited. Now we're accredited. And so at first we did a lot of things wrong, and safety wasn't our priority. Now our priority is safety.
Well, I'll tell you, Michael, I really appreciate you coming out and showing us the kids and horses. If there's anything we can do to help your program, and feel free to come back to Nevada Trails anytime, and basically get out there, and if you're watching this show, and go to Minden and watch these kids, because they're very, very special, and the volunteers and the young people taking care of these people will just, if you don't tear up at this place, there's no place you'll ever tear up in your life. And
Right.
thank you, Michael, for
Okay,
being on Nevada Trails.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it.
All right.
This has
Thank
been
you.
Michael Smith for Nevada Trails.
Hi, my name is Laurie Waldman. My late husband, Sam Waldman, started this place in April of 1999. He was very passionate when he read about a man that had lost his legs as a child and how horses gave him a life. And he'd always been into horses, so he learned about hypnotherapy and he learned about this place and developed this place. And always promised that we would not charge our students, and we don't. His big dream was to get Kids and Horses accredited, and I'm happy to say we did, and we have 4 certified teachers and 2 that are in training. Right now we have 32 students and 72 volunteers that have given us over 2,000 hours of volunteer time. We have 6 horses in our program, and we take care of them. Unfortunately, it costs money to run a program like this, and we need the money. We beg, borrow, and steal from our friends, and we have some wonderful people that donate to us and that sponsor us. And we truly appreciate all our sponsorships, because it takes money to feed a horse and to get him shoed and to get him to the vet and things like that. And as I said, we don't charge any of our students. We've had 4 miracles here at Kids and Horses, children that were told they would never walk, and they are walking, and they are talking. So what we're here for is, we love these kids, and adults. We also have adults in our program. They are part of our family. We are a family. We don't have students and teachers, we have families, and we love them all like they are our families. You're welcome to come out and visit our facility at any time. We have 6 6-week programs. We teach 3 days a week, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We're located on Stephanie Way in Minden, and we'd love to have you come and see our facility. We're very, very proud of it. Thank you.